Good Friday morning to each and every one of you. It's going to be another fantalocious Friday. I could feel it in my spirit. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How was your Thursday night? Trust you had a restful and peaceful one, and you're ready to get Friday up and running. Yep, it's the weekend coming over the Himalayas. Let's get through Friday first. In the meantime, good morning. Bless up your whole selves. Those of you joining us on the GBN, Grenada Broadcasting Network's Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, the website, www.gbn.gd, GBN TV, channel 7, 11, and 20. Good morning to all the listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9, and the folks joining us on Party Grenada and Go To Fet Facebook pages. To our viewers and listeners across the Caribbean, whichever part of the region you are, a spicy Grenadian 473 morning to each and every one of you. And those of you joining us internationally, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hope you will have a good day, are having a good day, have had a good day. Let's get straight into it. No sticking today. It's Friday, so everybody in a hurry to get to the end of the day. So let's not stick. Time for the word of the day. All right, that a vibe first. This morning's word of the day is flump. Flump, spelled F-L-U-M-P. Flump. It's a verb which means to plumb down suddenly or heavily, or to flop. Flump. It is a verb and a noun which means to drop or fall suddenly or heavily. The act or sound of flumping is a colloquialism dating back to the first half of the 19th century. As with many colloquial and slang terms, its etymology is obscure. Some authorities suggest a blend of flop and plump, which have similar meanings. Others suggest a purely imitative origin, as with dump and slump. Word of the day this morning, flump. F-L-U-M-P, a verb which means to plump down suddenly or heavily, or to flop. An example of the use of the word: at this time of year, however, it is bustling with rowdy grey seals flumping across the sand and arcing their bandana bodies protectively around new pups. Another example of the use of the word: if I stay upside down any longer, I'll break my neck, so I flump to the bed that smells of coriander powder and raw onions. Okay, what kind of bed is that? Okay, the word of the day this morning. Word of the day this morning, flump, F-L-U-M-P, a verb which means to plump down suddenly or heavily, or to flop. You know, when you're tired and you just sink yourself into the chair, or you reach home and you heave yourself in your bed, flump. Another word, what's the word mommy and them use again? Plap. Plap down. You plap down, you slump, you plump, you flump. Basically all the same thing, you just plop down plaques. you flump down plaques on the bed, on the chair, on the floor, wherever you are, especially when you're tired. That's what it is, to plumb down suddenly or heavily, or to flop. The word is flump. That's the word of the day this morning. A few of us going to be doing that over the weekend as we get a little extra time to sleep and relax. Flump. All right, let's see what's the thought of today to get you through the next few hours and into the weekend. All right, this morning's thought of the day is: life is a journey with problems to solve and lessons to learn, but most of all, experiences to enjoy. Life is a journey with problems to solve and lessons to learn, but most of all, experiences to enjoy. Going into the weekend, I want each and every one of you to do at least one, I don't want to say memorable, everything should be memorable, but do one extra thing, a special something, an experience to enjoy, something that you're going to enjoy. Don't just go through the weekend doing chores and catching up on this and catching up on that. Do something special that you would enjoy, that would bring memory. I really want to encourage you to spend extra time with the family. I'm a family person, so if you could get to spend extra time with the family, go for a little island drive, or take a little walk down the road, or play some games, a game you all haven't played in a while. Life is a journey with problems to solve. We go through that every day. Lessons to learn every day. but most of all, experiences to enjoy. Sometimes you need to make the extra effort to get those experiences. So this weekend, that's what I want you all to do. Do something special, something a little bit extra that would become one of the experiences that you enjoy. So the thought for today, life is a journey with problems to solve and lessons to learn, but most of all, experiences to enjoy. All right, that's the thought of today and my desire for each and every one of you this morning. Because let's see how that coming in. Hear it again. You see how you go, girl. Yeah, Blossom, you're doing thing this morning. Let me go. Let's see what's celebrated today. Today, for those of you who are superstitious, today it is Black Friday. August 13th, 2021 is Black Friday. But that's not what I want to tell you. That's for the superstitious people. Today really is International Left-Handers Day. International Left-Handers Day recognizes all the individuals who have mastered using their left hand in a right-hand dominated world. We take our hats off to you, left-handed. Approximately 10% of the population are what is called southpaws. Scientists don't know why a person develops left-handedness, but it's more likely that a child will be left-handed if one parent is a lefty too. Parents of left-handed children used to force them to use their right hands because in the eyes of right-handers, the predominant use of the left hand seemed evil. Parents fear their communities would shun their children. However, years later, while we accept left-handedness more readily than days gone by, its occurrence hasn't increased. So this morning we say a special Friday morning to the left-handers around the world, those of you who use your left hand, a special group of people. So good morning to each and every one of you left-handers around the world. Bless up all your whole left-handed selves. I don't know how to tell all it to celebrate, but let me see if I could try to use my left. Let me use my mouse in my left hand. I'm going to try to use my left hand a little bit more today. I'll have to concentrate because I'm a righty, you see? Right hand. I'll have to concentrate to use the left hand, but I'll try. I'll try to live in a left-handed world today on International Left-Handers Day. So bless up all the left-handers across the world. International Left-Handers Day. If you know a lefty, reach out and tell them Good Friday. It's the left hand. Ooh, that mouse sticky in the left hand, but we'll try. All right, so reach out to a lefty today. Just a heads up, expect a little wet weather over the weekend. There is a tropical wave east of Grenada making its way westward. So parts of the island may experience some showers and thunder showers over the weekend. So just be prepared for that. Scattered showers. We'll get more in the weather report at 7 a.m. But for the rest of you, especially on the visual platforms, just expect a wet weekend. If it's dry, all good and well, but don't say Blossom didn't give you a heads up. A tropical wave making its way westward and is expected to pass over Grenada over the weekends. See the right hand. So remember that. All right, now let's get ready for the morning edition of news. For those of you on radio and those of you on our visual platforms, we bring you highlights of last evening's newscast. It's Good Morning Grenada on a fantalocious Friday. We'll be right back.
Well, it's my time now.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
Introducing Color by Sissons. citizens.
Grenada has now officially recorded both COVID-19 Alpha and Delta variants. The Ministry of Health confirmed this latest development on Thursday.
Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles, in a press release issued on Thursday, confirmed that 3 of the COVID-19 cases recorded in Grenada in recent weeks are the Delta variant. The samples were collected on July 26th from arriving passengers from the United States and sent to the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CAFA, for testing.
So this is the first confirmation that we have had of this variant here in Grenada. Previously, we have identified the Alpha variant, which was previously called the UK variant. Now, what does this mean for us? This reminds us that the world is a small place, and diseases that are found in one part can quickly make their way here. All right, we are not immune from any of the events that are occurring all around us.
The cases include a 48-year-old male returning national and 2 non-nationals, a 33-year-old female and a 34-year-old male. Only 1 of the 3 was vaccinated. Dr. Charles confirmed the receipt of the test results from CAFA on Thursday morning. He disclosed that 2 of the cases have already been medically cleared and the 3rd is expected to be cleared soon. He said that at this point, individuals must take steps to protect themselves.
I just want to make an appeal to persons in the population. This is serious. This is real. This is now home. This is here in Grenada we are speaking of. We are not speaking of some other country. All right. We are speaking of our homeland. All right. This is the first identification of this Delta strain, which is the same strain that is highly contagious, and it is making lots of persons sick. All right, this is the same strain that is causing quite a burden to health systems right across the world, all right, and pushing them to the breaking point.
No secondary infections connected to these 3 cases have been identified to date. The Delta variant is considered the most contagious and deadly. Grenada at present have 10 active COVID-19 cases. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Public transportation is the first and most convenient choice for thousands of Grenadians on a day-to-day basis. However, at $16.36 per gallon, the increase in gas price has prompted members of the Bus Association to once again call for an increase in bus fare. Trelana Charles has that story.
Due to the steady increase in fuel costs, bus drivers have been clamoring for an increase in bus fare for almost a year. Minister for Public Utilities and Transport, Senator Norland Cox, said the ministry is well aware of the challenges and frustrations faced by bus drivers and taxi operators. However, he said, before any steps are taken, the government must first formulate a mechanism to assess the feasibility of an increase in bus fare.
The whole issue of the bus, the increase in the bus fare, we had an engagement. We have an engagement with CDB and UNDP to help us with a market study, and that will also give us come up with a mechanism for increasing bus prices. As how it is done now, there is no structured or formal way or formula for us to decide if we should increase bus prices now and then how much it should be at. So we're hoping from that study we're able to come up with this mechanism that will guide the process going forward.
The effects on the traveling public who utilize the public transportation also has to be taken into consideration. The study, he said, will allow government to make a decision that will benefit everyone involved in the transportation sector.
As you know, when bus prices go up, they seemingly don't come back down. For obvious reasons. And so when you're making the decision to increase prices, you have to take into consideration the traveling public as well and persons who use that transportation system, so that service. So is in that regard, we said, look, give us an opportunity to do this study. We believe that we will bring benefits for everybody, for the whole transport sector. And after that study, that will help us to get a determination, get an assessment of what is there and how we can improve going forward.
According to Senator Cox, a stimulus package and soft loan mechanism for bus drivers and taxi operators will be accessible in September.
We also had a long discussion with them regarding accessing the stimulus package that will be coming in September. Just to add, the study commences in September as well. And also we presented to them a soft loan mechanism that is coupled with a grant facility. So once you access the soft loan, there's a grant of $5,000 which they can access to treat with their business as well. So I wanted to make that clear. So to access the grant, you must access the soft loan facility first.
Minister Cox said government will continue to hold discussions with bus and taxi operators to lend assistance wherever needed. Trelawna Charles, GBN News.
Executive members of BACAL say that despite the challenges faced, they are confident that they have a good chance of winning the case against the British American Insurance Company Limited and CLICO, as policyholders in the OECS may soon have their day in court. Rena Perry-Thomas tells us more.
In early July, a suit was filed with the Caribbean Court of Justice (CCJ) by the policyholders in Grenada and other Eastern Caribbean islands. They have taken legal action against the company with the hope that they could recover funds which were invested into the company before it went belly up. The BACAL grouping, headed by Patrick Antoine, is representing the policyholders and has held consultations with them throughout the OECS to explain their rights. Antoine says that so far the preparation process in building a case for the CCJ has been challenging.
That there's been tremendous anxiety since 2000, and I want to say about 19, because we've not felt as policyholders that there was tremendous progress, but it was only due to the fact that we've had just enormous difficulties getting the evidence to actually make key linkages in this case.
While the process has proven difficult, Antoine acknowledged that they have received some support towards the legal action. He explained that they have also set up some form of assistance for policyholders who have a hard time in financing legal action.
We created a facility where you don't have to put any more funds down if you are in fact in distress. But for an additional 1%, you can take a facility where if the case is not won, you don't have to pay it back, because we want to get everyone on board. And what I'm saying here is that it's sort of a zero risk financing, because we want to get every single person on board.
The BACAL president is confident that the legal team has a strong case and will surely make headway.
We believe that we have presented the best case possible, that we have really examined and developed important areas of law that we're going to present to the court to take to make a determination on. So we think we have an extremely strong legal case, and of course our case has been made by about 60-something professionals working together.
BACAL is presently holding a series of online town hall meetings to provide information on how they will proceed and clarify various issues. For GBN News, I am Rena Perry-Thomas reporting.
Last month, government announced plans to remove derelict vehicles from the nation's roadsides in response to citizens' concerns about the imminent danger they present. Well, one citizen took his camera to the scene of an accident in the Grandance area to reiterate the need for this issue to be swiftly addressed.
Person got into an accident last night in Dusty Highway, and thank God the person is alive. Because just take a look at this, right? And this trailer parked in Dusty Highway, just on the road, have no license plate, no nothing. As it is right now, the vehicle is what holding it up, right? These rigs, flatbeds, trailers, whatever you want to call them, should not be parked in the road. This is a road or a parking lot. They should not be allowed to be parked in the road like this. Right? You could see what could happen here. Imagine if that person had a passenger. Right? Imagine if that person had a passenger. What would happen to them? Who would be responsible? Right? This thing about parking up trailers on the road, going down Dusty Highway and parking up on the road in general, is absolutely ridiculous, and something needs to be done about it before somebody lose their life. And then we will come and want to change things after somebody dead. But let's try and change it before somebody dead, so that, you know, we don't have to deal with it, and we don't have to deal with having a death like that. That could be avoidable.
On a brighter note, as a means of encouraging and assisting children with disabilities, the Grenada National Council for the Disabled, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Social Development, donated backpacks containing school supplies and PPEs to all the students with special needs who were successful in the 2021 CPA exams. The students attended schools for special education across the island and were successful in the 2021 exams. More in this Rena Per-Thomas report.
11 students with special needs received a backpack containing school supplies from the Grenada National Council of the Disabled and the Ministry of Education and Social Development on Thursday. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Kevin Andel, highlighted the importance of integrating students with special needs into the mainstream educational system.
Being a teacher, I can tell you how important it is that we embrace inclusive education. I have seen in the past we had separated or segregated type of education, but I have seen firsthand the effect of inclusive education. I have seen students, able-bodied students, participate actively in helping disabled students to meet their goals.
Board member of the Grenada National Council of the Disabled, Clifford John, encouraged the students to press on as they start a new chapter in their life.
Today forum really focusing on children that have passed the CPA that has a challenge, or what we say is a form of disability. We come here today with collaboration with other organizations to make sure that we can give the children the next step to go level. Before time we have a challenge where people with disability should be at home. No, they have a right as well. They could be prime ministers. They could be doctors. They can make the input in society just as everyone else. So we are really advocating to make sure that people understand our plight and the stigma where people, and we are encouraging parents that you have children hidden home because they have a challenge. No, they have a right as everyone else.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Social Development, Chrissy Worm, praised the parents for their part played in the children's success.
And I also want our parents to stand. Let us also recognize our parents and well-wishers. Can we all stand? All right, and I want to speak to you too as well. I think it's so very important to have strong, supportive systems working with our children. Yeah, I know the efforts of our children are not by themselves, but by you guys, you know, working with your children, setting up long nights, helping with the SBA, helping them navigate the difficult experiences that they may encounter on a daily basis.
My name is Efna Mori, and I went to St. Paul's Government School. and now I passed for Wesley College Secondary, and I feel proud about how I passed, and I feel proud of going to secondary school, and I make my mother proud.
The ceremony was held at the Ministry of Works conference room at the Ministerial Complex. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
The Immigration Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force has seen the number of people entering the country illegally double as law officers arrested and charged another Caribbean national for illegal entry. Rena Pear-Thomas tells us more in this report.
The Immigration Department says that they continue to see an increase in people entering Grenada illegally. For the year 2021, 30 persons from South American countries have been arrested so far, despite the authorities' attempts to heighten security at the country's borders. According to Sergeant attached to the Immigration Department, Andy John, since the start of the COVID-19 outbreak in 2020, members of the Royal Grenada Police Force and the Immigration Department have joined forces to curb the act of illegal entry as a means of stopping the spread of the virus.
Based on the data, the answer is yes. Last year, for the entire year, we had 15 illegal immigrants. And as we speak of this morning, we have 30 illegal. So, and we are in the 8th month, and we actually double.
Yeah.
You know, so we definitely seen an increase. What we also seen is the different nationality. We may get someone from the different island like Barbados or Trinidad. But what we've been seeing for this year is an increase in the South American countries.
Grenada has 11 ports of entry with only 7 currently in operation as approved ports as a means of security restriction. Although security measurements are implemented to heighten security at the borders, Sergeant John and Ali Lewis say all ports cannot be monitored at the same time. This is why they need the help of the public.
The Immigration Department is helping Grenada. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and we all understand how the virus works. So it's very important that we get the information so that we can respond to ensure that we keep Grenada safe.
Most of the breakthrough or the persons that we caught was because of information. Yeah. Like I said, persons would come in night, morning, early, and so on. We wouldn't be on site, of course, but we get the information and we act on it.
Grenada's latest arrest for illegal entry was 47-year-old Dale Abraham of Trinidad and Tobago, who arrived in Grenada via yacht on the 5th of August. He was arrested and charged for failing to submit to a government-approved quarantine site and failure to present himself and documents to immigration officers. Officer attached to the Community Relations Department of the RGPF, Kadena Douglas McLean, says he was brought before the St. George's Magistrate Court on Wednesday morning.
He was ordered to be removed from the state by the magistrate. He was also fined $7,500 on the first charge of failing to quarantine and $500 on the second charge of entering the state without the consent of an immigration officer. He was reprimanded and discharged on the other 2 charges. The fine was ordered to be paid forthwith, and the process to enforce his deportation has commenced.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
Still in police news, 1 stabbing was recorded and several tickets for COVID-19 regulation violations were issued between the period Sunday to Tuesday. This was disclosed by Corporal Kadena Douglas McLean of the Community Relations Office.
90 COVID-19 violation tickets, over 100 fixed penalty traffic-related tickets, several weapons and other offensive items, inclusive of knives and cutlasses, were also confiscated during some of the carnival-like activities that occurred. 1 person was stabbed during a carnival-like activity at Pearl St. Andrew, and that individual is still warded at the Princess Alice Hospital, while another individual was struck in the head with an object at Sates yesterday. That person also received treatment and was later released.
Now, in 2001, a St. Mark resident, Millicent Phillip, disappeared from her home without a trace. In 2020, St. David resident Cecilia Mungo also went missing without a trace. Recently, another St. Mark family encountered a similar troubling situation when a 74-year-old woman went missing temporarily. These disappearances of elderly loved ones, temporary or permanent, continue to be a societal concern. And like Alexander tells us more in this week's GBN Health, compliments Gittins Healthcare.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Bengal, and Central Deputy Street, 12. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
These instances of possible cognitive disorientation illustrate that brain disorders like dementia continue to cause distress to many Grenadian families. Dr. Francis Martin provides a definition of dementia.
Dementia is a condition where an individual develops severe cognitive impairment or altered ways of thinking that actually interferes with their daily function and interferes with their life in total. So it's a descriptive word that just describes persons not being able to think properly.
According to WebMD, basic symptoms of dementia include memory loss, difficulty concentrating, finding it hard to carry out familiar daily tasks, communication problems, being confused about time and place, and mood swings. Once these symptoms have been spotted, Dr. Martin outlines essential ways that family members and caregivers can help their loved ones.
You first of all must know the history of your parents or the family history of your loved ones. If, for example, there is a history of dementia in the family or a history of any mental problems or mental issues, that is one thing to think about. You also need to be aware of your family members' overall condition. So, for example, people with HIV or people with certain types of infection are prone to develop dementia at some stage. So knowing your underlying condition is important. Generally, dementia don't just show up overnight. And if it shows up overnight, definitely you need to do something. I think it's a wider societal issue where people don't believe that that person is going through dementia. Family members will definitely know weeks or probably years before the person actually went missing that something is wrong.
Dr. Martin encouraged families to be proactive and to develop a plan of action as soon as the condition is diagnosed.
For us as physicians and medical and healthcare providers, family members' knowledge of dementia is the most important critical part of how to deal with a family member who is demented. Normally don't talk much about in our society, and that is end-of-life arrangements. If you think your family member is demented or is going through dementia, as I indicated to you, make sure they get medical attention because there might be medical causes, reversible causes, there might be disease causes and structural causes in the brain that can cause that, and these things can be reversible. But if after all is said and done, and you have a situation where it is a dementia of Alzheimer's type or the kind of dementia that are difficult to treat, it is critical that family members start talking of end-of-life arrangement. Because at that time, that person may not be able to determine and have the mental cognition to make decisions on their own. So this is not a very topical thing, but it is something that I encourage people to think about. With your demented patients or family members, start making end-of-life arrangements way before dementia get to a point where that person goes missing or something untoward happens.
In Grenada, progress has been made with the presence of a dementia wing at the St. Martin de Porres Home for the Aged, and training workshops on dementia are often organized for geriatric work. Nonetheless, there is more that can be done, and further efforts can be made by the government, health practitioners, and social organizations to increase the health campaigns to tackle risk factors and expand support to families and caregivers. Reporting for GBN News, Annika Alexander, trainee.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Trelana Charles has been looking around the platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. Over the past few weeks, there have been pockets of carnival-like activity across the island, culminating on what would usually be Carnival Monday and Tuesday. Tonight, we listen to the opinions of our online and listening audience as they discuss the jab defiance.
I think the government should penalize all those who play the jab because they disobey the law of the land. We Grenadians are not taking the pandemic seriously. They just want to display the dirty and nasty habits.
If they said it's no jab, it's no jab. But the point is that they went out and they did so many things that were out of order. And there are many people inciting saying, oh, they're correct and they're correct. But if the law says, the law says.
The law also told the government to pay Jamabain and Dorset Charles. They're still waiting years later.
If we are called a nation of 100,000 jab, we promote it in Trinidad, we promote it in Canada, we promote it all over. These are the fruits of our labor. Jab, and jab must play.
This was the most lawlessness and disrespect I've ever seen in my life. Parents have their little ones on their shoulders, cursing and carrying on. What a shame. What do they expect the future to be like?
When we have little children and they disobey their parents, what they do? They rather correction. Deal with them. And I believe as a nation, we have to start to take responsibility for our foolishness.
I think it's an expression of frustration because the Prime Minister promised the young people jobs, and more jobs, and he lied the night of the last election. So with all the young people unemployed, nothing to do, plus those who just graduated from school and have to join the unemployment force, feels a sense of hopelessness. So playing jab was a way to express themselves and send a message to the Prime Minister that don't take them for granted because the youth's vote make a difference in the election.
Sad situation in Grenada. And you know who I pity most of all? The children. And these are the children who would go and sit in the classrooms with our children that we're trying to walk them in the straight and the narrow. It hurts my heart.
I think it was dangerous, a breeding ground for the virus. However, it is a reflection of lack of leadership in our country and failure to pay attention to the needs of our people. It is also an awakening for the authorities as they need to determine what percentage of the revelers are unemployed. There is also the aspects of double standard and disregard for law by our leaders. I think, though, the revelers should have thought of the bigger picture. Our lives can't be defined by jab only.
That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel. Available only at Rubis stations.
With a Digicel Prime bundle, get double the dedicated SportsMax data to enjoy the greatest sports event happening now. Live in the SportsMax app. Get a 30-day Digicel Prime bundle today in the My Digicel app. Digicel, better together.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
It's time to prepare for an A+ this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Shop today for laptops, tablets, printers, and more for a chance to win $1,000 cash. Get it now with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 60 days. Save big with great deals only from Quartz, bringing value home.
The Grenada Broadcaster Network extends a sincere thank you to our corporate partners who ensured the successful broadcast of the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. Your unwavering support allowed us as a nation to witness the exploits of our Olympians and the entry into the history books by our own Kirani James. Again, we say thank you and salute you. Premium Auto Services, Republic Bank, Eminent Hardware, and Grenada Cooperative Bank.
GBN, in association with the Grenada Development Bank and the Agricultural Shop, presents the GBN exclusive Taking Agriculture Forward, a two-part 2-hour forum on August 11th and 18th from 8 p.m. on GBN Television 7 and 11, K105 FM, and on all GBN's social media platforms. This forum will discuss primary agriculture and opportunities, agricultural extension and support, challenges facing the sector, and policies and food system sustainability. Join us on August 11th and 18th as we speak to the experts on taking agriculture forward.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
5 things you need to know about self-isolation. Stay home. If you are told to self-isolate, it means staying at home, not going to work, school, or other public places, and you should not have any visitors. Separate yourself. If you live with others, then you need to stay in a well-ventilated bedroom with the door shut. If you have to share a bathroom, then use it after everyone else. Don't share towels and toiletries, as this may put others at risk. Call ahead. If you develop symptoms such as a fever or cough, then seek advice first by calling the Ministry of Health's hotline at 538-4787 or 458-4787. Please do not show up at a medical center or hospital, as this may put others at risk. Take care with waste. If you test positive, your waste should be double bagged and disposed of separately. Create a buddy system. If you live on your own, you can plan with friends and family to check in with each other and run essential errands if one becomes sick. Once sick, they should leave groceries on the doorstep. Why it's important. COVID-19 causes a mild illness for 4 out of 5 persons. Self-isolating will help protect the older generation and those who may have underlying health problems from getting infected.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada, 22 and a half minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Thank you so very much for tuning in to Good Morning Grenada and starting your fantalicious Friday off with us here at Classic and GBN. It's time for us to once again step into the showroom. This is where we feature our local Grenadian talent in various genres, various fields, whatever their talent is. And this month I'm focusing on our producers. We have some local artists, but there are some people behind the scenes who put the selections together, and that's what I'm going to be featuring over the next 3 maybe 4 weeks or so. And this morning we are starting with a man that started as an artist. I was a backup dancer back in my my more agile days. I was a backup dancer for this gentleman, and he has transitioned, or should I say added? He has added to his portfolio being a producer. Well, where Legz gone this morning? Joining me in the showroom is Mr. Legz. I have no idea where his video went. Legz, you can hear me still? Mr. Legz, you hearing me? You ain't hearing me? You hear me? You hearing me? Right. Now we could hear each other. So let's welcome into the showroom this morning the one and only, the single and happy man, I should call you, Mr. Legz. Good morning, Legz. How art thou, sir? And watch when the video go choose to freeze now. No, the video. Why technology doesn't work with Blossom when Blossom wants it to work? You hear me still? There we go. Lovely. Video freeze. Video just don't want to work with us this morning. Morning, and bless up your whole self again. Wago?
A day. Can't complain.
Single and happy man.
Single for life.
Single for life. I like that. Well, Legz, like I told our viewers and listeners, we are looking at our music producers, our Grenadian producers. But you started out as an artist. That's where we got introduced to Mr. Legz. So let's go right back to the start of your career and starting out as a soca artist. How did you get into the business?
Actually, my brother was more into the whole music scene, because he started singing soca and reggae, and he used to always play the keyboard and stuff. And when he would play the keyboard, I used to always try to join him and sing and stuff. And then one day we went to a studio and we recorded a little soca song, and that same year, after we recorded that song, I think the following year, he went and get baptized and stuff, so he wasn't doing soca music anymore. But I was still doing my little thing, And then there was this show in Simon, in the Cultural Center, and then I think Arona was the host at that show back there. That was a lot of years ago, a lot of years. And my brother, he called me and asked me if I want to go and sing. And they got me inside and everything. And I was shy, I was scared. And then everyone from Simon at the time who wasn't there, they just started just chanting my name. And I think Arona was trying to figure out who they chanting, whatever. And then my brother brought me backstage and he told them, this is the guy, this is them, they chanting, whatever. And when I see the people getting on and stuff and they chanting my name and everything, trust me, the rest was history. I went to that stage there I was mad. So I make people move from left to right and all kind of thing. I was performing like I had so much experience already. You understand? People started moving left to right and getting. No, I can't remember. I had a song that I recorded. I don't remember how it go, but trust me, that was a lot of years ago. All I remember mashing up the place. And from that time, the rest was history. All the shyness went away, confidence was on full, and I just started going hard again.
And how did you get the name Mr. Legz, by the way?
Good question. Well, the thing is, right, you know in Grenada, up in Grenada, everyone gets a name. You know, they look at you, they give you a name that best describes like the way you look, whatever. If you have a big head, they will call it big head. If you're cute, they will call it cute. You know, they gave me that name. Except for I started singing. Like from a little boy, they were Legz. And when I was singing, I was trying to use my real name, which is Hector Thomas. But people wasn't falling for that. They just like Legz. So I just added the Mr. to it and just Legz.
I like that. So they just watch it and they decide, okay, Legz it is, and you just put a Mr. in it to sound fancy. Legz seem to be frozen again.
Put a Mr. in it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That internet going and coming, boy. And let's now look at your transition into being a producer. How did that transition come up? Because starting from being an artist, mashing up the place, making it into Soca Monarch, and then going behind the scenes to actually helping other artists develop and produce their music. How did that start for Mr. Legz?
I started into the production in 2009. I remember my dad's friend that he went to school with up in St. Patrick's. Because you know I'm from St. Patrick as well. You know, who really know me would tell you I'm from St. Patrick. I born and grew up in St. Patrick. I moved to St. Andrews when my mom and dad migrated to the US. But I went to school in RC in St. Patrick, and then I went to school up there for a few years. And when I was like about 11, 12, I think that's when we moved to St. Andrews. So I'm a St. Patrick's guy as well. But anyway, my dad's friend from St. Patrick that he went to school with, his name is Peter. He used to be in the island traffic. The island traffic guys on them.
Okay.
Yeah, so in 2009, I used to always go up there, you know, by him in his shop. He had a studio there. And we used to record, but then I started getting, you know, I was curious about the whole making music and stuff and using the program and everything. And then one day I told him, and he said, well, yeah, you want to make beats? He gave me the program. He said, go home and install it. And when you make a beat, come back to me. I went home, I installed it. I started going on YouTube, finding out how to use the program and everything. And then I started making little beats. And I made a beat that I really liked. And I said, yeah, I think that's the one to bring to him now. And I brought it to him. He listened to it. He said, nice thing. Wow, you're learning fast. And how can I think? He was really happy. And then he sat down with me and showed me other stuff in the program and also like give me a little guidance and stuff, a little encouragement. And he was very patient with me. You know, he would always sit down with me and show me the little steps and the little different things. And that same year, I created the monkey rhythm. when Inspector has the lazy job, that job is a lazy job.
Okay.
He lazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a must play job. I must play job. You know?
I remember
that rhythm was very big that year. It was very big. So that was actually my first rhythm that I released. You know, and it did pretty well. And another reason why I really wanted to get into that production as well, because I'm a type of person, I'm very determined. And when I want to work, I want to work. When I want to get things done, I want to get things done. I don't like sticking. I know sometimes with some producers, you know, you got to work on their timing, you know? And I always feel like, when I want to do a song, when I want to get a song done, I want to get it done one time. I don't want to producers, sometimes they cut their style. Sometimes, you know, weeks before you get your song. I say, I want to do my music. So that was another reason as well, you know? And from 2008, you know, because that song I came third with in Soca Monarch, I started making the beat for that as well. And then I went by Fever, and Fever was, you know, he understood where I was trying to get at, and, you know, we finished it up there. And he was my manager at the time in 2008. So actually in 2008, that's when I actually started the production. I think that's when the guy actually gave me the program to start doing other stuff. Because by then I was singing already. In 2007, I was doing soca already. I was singing. You know, like I told you, based on the story that I gave you. 2006-07, I was doing, you know, a little thing. Not professionally, but little thing. But 2008, that's when I decided to take it to a professional level. That's when I took part in Soca Monarch and everything, you know? So in 2009, when I came up with that beat, the rest was history. Everybody started coming to me, but I must big up Specky, you know, because when I had that beat and messaged so many artists, so many big artists, and Specky, I remember I did a show and he was there that night, and I told him, I have a beat. And me and it wasn't close that back then. It wasn't that close. And Specky was by me 7 o'clock in the morning. I sleep with my grandmother, wake me up and told me Inspector outside. 7 o'clock, Specky came by me to listen to the beats. And he wrote his song one time and we recorded the song, Lazy Job. So I must big up Inspector for that, you know? You know, some artists, they have to hear it and see things happening first. Specky didn't wait for that. Yeah. I told him I had a beat. He didn't hesitate at all. He came bright and early in the morning, 7 a.m. Specky was in front of my house.
And y'all have kept that relationship all now, because I know y'all still work together.
Of course. And that's one of the reasons why, because Specky always worked with me. Even when things bad or not. Even when people are not working with me, Specky is still working with me. So we have that relationship since 2009. Very close.
So in developing your craft as a producer, did it come easy to you when you first started building the monkey rhythm, and then you started doing more jobs? Was it an easy thing for you, or did it take some time for you to actually hone your craft? Mr. Legz seemed to be frozen. You can hear Mr. Legz?
I'm here. Seems like you just...
Wait,
I'm here.
Okay, right. Oh, I was asking if the being a producer, if it came easy to you to build your beats coming from the monkey jab. Was it an easy process for you, or did it take some time for you to actually develop and hone your craft? Technology ain't working with us.
Very easy.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
You know,
hearing me?
I'm hearing you, but you're breaking up.
Right, hold on a minute. Breaking up. Okay, let me step out of the car. Hearing me better now?
Right, hearing you better now.
You seeing me?
Yes, I'm seeing you. Technology don't want us to be great.
I'm outside.
Technology don't want us to be great this morning. Yes, I was asking about how easy it came for you to develop and build your beats. Was it easy for you in the beginning?
Yeah, it was easy because, like I said, I'm a very quick learner and I'm very determined. So it was very easy for me. So the guy who introduced me to the whole production stuff, you know, he and I was surprised that when he gave me that program, and it was in 2008, it wasn't 2009. When he gave me that program in 2008, you know, to start playing around with, you know, in like a week time, you know, I had a bit to go to him with. Praise God, how good I made the beats. You know, because I grew up in music, so I was already musically inclined. You know, I grew up in music. My dad was a DJ, and my brother is a musician who plays keyboard. So I've been around. You know,
being both an artist.
It was easy. It wasn't hard at all.
Being both an artist and a producer, does that help either one of them, or do you feel like sometimes you need to pick, as they say, pick a side?
Sometimes I feel like I need to pick. It's very hard to balance sometimes. Very, very hard to balance. Because what happens, especially when you're a producer and you're working with other artists, and you are an artist yourself, it's very hard because, you know, when people come into you, especially when you're good at being a producer as well, a lot of people come into you, sometimes you find yourself caught up doing everyone else's music. You understand? And you haven't done anything for yourself as an artist. So it took a while for me to balance the both. You know, it took a while to balance of the both. It was really hard for me. But now I'm there. Now I'm there with it. You know? I know how to balance it up. I know how much work to take, you know, work into my song as well as before. I feel like the production side of it,
Okay, Mr. Legz freezing again. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break and let me see if we can set up somewhere where the reception could be a little bit better. We are in the showroom this morning with Grenadian producer Mr. Legz. Good morning, Grenada. We'll be right back.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, nose, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going. Protect yourself and our community from COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol. Use a tissue when blowing your nose, sneezing, or coughing. Immediately discard the tissue properly and wash or sanitize your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Let's do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. To stay up to date, visit the Government of Grenada's webpage or the Ministry of Health's Facebook page. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health's hotline by calling 53-VIRUS. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
Feel good tax.
Remember, if you have flu symptoms, do the right thing and stay at home to avoid giving it to others. Remember, you can be infectious up to a week after developing symptoms, so rest up and take it easy.
It is important to know what your road signs and markings means. The zigzag lines means you should not park in the marked area. Parking is allowed inside the solid white lines on the edge of the road. Remember, look out for pedestrians. Pedestrians, be sure the vehicle comes to a complete stop before crossing. These tips can save your life. These tips can make our roads safer for all users. Be safe, be seen, be smart. A message from the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
You know, one day I woke up and, you know, they painted a set of pedestrian crossing all along the streets. You know, nobody told us how.
We're speaking with a single and happy man this morning in the showroom. Mr. Legz is our guest this morning as we speak to our Grenadian producers this month. So, Legz, single and happy. What was the inspiration behind single and happy? That true story?
Not really a true story, because I mean it's a true story now. But I had this song. There. I had that song, the idea and the song put together a while now. I was just trying to find a way to release it without getting into trouble at the time. That would be. But anyway, I was more kind of, because I was more thinking about stuff people could relate to, and I got the idea because of a conversation when I was by Kevin Roger studio. One of his friends, he came in the studio, he just went outside to get some stuff. We were going to have a little cook-up and stuff. And he said, yo, I just met a lady outside, and I asked the lady if she's single. And the lady says she's a single married woman or something like that. At the same time, Kevin was playing a little bit in the background, and I just started singing. I am a single married man, you know? And then I put down a little demo by Kevin Roger, and then I sent it to Inspector. And Inspector told me, he said, Legz, that's bad. But listen to me, you know, I'm your friend. You can't be single and married at the same time. But I did thought about that, you know? And I said, Specky making a lot of sense. Specky said, change that to single happy man. When Specky said that, I said, yes. Yes, that's it right there. That's it right there. So I went and I changed it up. I went to my studio. I took the beat from Kevin Roger. I went and put in my little 2 cents on it as well on the production side, nice it up a little bit. And then the rest was history. And then I had the song there. I just didn't know how to release it. But it is more, you know, people could relate to things like that, a lot of people. Even people in relationship, in love with this song. You know, just something about it. I'm a single happy. A single and happy.
You have a vibe.
They just love it. They just love it. They just love it. So I didn't sing the song because I was single at the time. You know, I sing that for people who could relate to that. Because, you know, single songs and hunt songs and all them things, they always, for some reason, getting through. You know?
That's the society we living in.
Yeah. They just love that.
They like the vibe. That. Speaking of vibe, take me through the process of building a beat. How do you start? How do you know where to start? Because there are a lot of things, I'm not into it, but I know there are a lot of things that go into building a beat. Mm-hmm. Different instruments, you have to do this and do that, and whatever is the whole secret behind it. How do you know where to start?
The best, I make my best beats when I'm inspired. Like when an idea just comes into mind, and then I just go to the studio one time and just start putting down. So sometimes I'll put down like a little drum, whatever, and I start building around from there. Like start putting in little synths or whatever. It depends on the beat I'm trying to make, you know. So it's all inspiration. It's like, you know, people ask me that question all the time. But it's all inspiration and the whole vibes at the time. You know, sometimes I would get up and say, I'm going to make a beat. And I would just start something and just can't finish it. And sometimes again, once I get the right inspiration, I would just go and just make a beat in like less than 30 minutes. Honestly. Just flow one time. You know? So it all comes down to the vibe you get at the time, you know, what you want to start with. Because sometimes I would hear like a melody of a synth or something. Mm-hmm. So when I go to make that beat, I'll put the synth down first. Sometimes again, I would hear a wicked drum pattern. Sometimes again, I would hear the bass line first. You know, I would get inspired by some bass line that I've heard in some song or whatever. And I will go to the studio and put on the bass line first. So it all depends. There's no rule in doing music.
Okay.
You know, you could do whatever you want. There's no rule in making beats.
How do you come up with the name for the rhythms? I've seen some kind of names over the years, and not just from you, from everybody. Like you say, you had the monkey rhythm. I remember there was the mountain frog rhythm, and all kind of. Yeah. How do you come up with the name for these beats?
Well, for me, most of the time, I name my rhythm. It always because of something in the studio or something that I've just looked at, you know. But sometimes I'll just be like, I want a name. I want people to hear it. They can never forget it. And I would just start thinking about the weirdest thing. You know, the weirdest thing. And I think that's why I named my first rhythm the Monkey Rhythm. And then I had one called the Magic Jack. Because, you know, back then they had the Magic Jack, and then the Magic Jack was plugged in right on my computer. I said, you know what? Magic Jack Rhythm.
Oh, great.
And then this rhythm is Single and Happy. Is a happy life rhythm because it's single and happy. You know? So I say, you know, happy life rhythm, man. You want to be happy. Happy life. Be life.
So
and then the other rhythms on them my other rhythms are like the Bosch rhythm. You know, it was named after the radio stations and them who I collaborated with at the time. You know, so yeah, so then I just come up with a name, man. I don't think about it.
According to what you see, you know? Fair enough.
Yeah.
So when Mr. Legz, the producer, just started, only Specky came forward one time, same time. In 2021, artists rushing Mr. Legz. Who are some of the artists you've worked with over the years? Or produced beats for?
Over the years up to now?
Off the top of your head, give me 5.
5, local or international as well?
Both.
Alright, so, well, it's Specky, of course. Talpri, Lava. I think I work with every Grenadian artist.
Nice.
So, it's funny though, the only Grenadian artist I've never produced a song for, like top Grenadian artist, I think it's Boise, you know. I can't remember. I feel like I had Boise on one of my rhythms before. I don't know, but I could be wrong. But I work with all the top artists from Grenada. Everybody.
Nice. I like that.
Talpri, Lava.
I know you work with Killer.
Name it. And then in Trinidad, I've worked with all the top artists. Kess is the only one I've never worked with as yet.
Okay.
I work with Marshall, Nadia Batson, Charles Marshall. I work with Problem Child, Skinny Fabulous. I work with Ricardo Jew. I work with Patrice. Well, Nadia, of course. Just Kess is the only one I've never worked with from Trinidad.
I'm gonna make it happen. I have Kess on speed dial. I'm gonna call Kess for you.
He's in the making.
Oh, well, you see? So you don't need me anymore. You don't need me. What's next for Mr. Legz? Whether it's musically or being the producer, what's next? Or even something else that you want to do? What's next?
One of my goals is to get to a level where I can start signing artists to my label. You know?
You have the label already?
Well, it's some YTM Records.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So, but I want to reach to a level where when I start signing artists, I can make things happen for them like really quick. So right now I'm in the process of making my networking a little stronger, my connections stronger, and everything. So when I start signing artists, you know, it's a go. Everybody know YTM. Once I sign them, make things happen for them one time. You know, so I'm still, although I'm there, especially on the international side, I'm getting there, but I'm not satisfied as yet. I wanna be like, when you hear Legz or when you hear YTM, like you have to play any song that comes from my studio.
Right. I like
you know, even if it's me or artists that I've signed or whatever.
Right.
You just gotta play. You just gotta play YTM. And then I have my big concert coming up here on September 11th. Mr. Legz and Friends.
Yes,
so
I saw the poster.
So put in a holiday for now and make a little trip. Tickets are very cheap right now to come up.
Say no more.
You know,
I go down and call the airline. No.
We have some big artists. We have Iowa John. We have Skinny Fabulous, Problem Child, Inspector, Talpri. Again, so much of them on the flyer. We have a big cast. Blacks. You know,
big things are going, man.
Lunis Park and Electrify. We have plenty of people right now. We're in the process of changing the venue because of the COVID, you know, the energy and the vibe that we're getting. So I'm trying to get a little bigger venue right now.
Right.
Which is kind of hard, but I'm trying to make it work. I have a few weeks, but yeah, Mr. Legz and Friends, Brooklyn gonna be turnover. It's gonna be different. When I tell you it's gonna be different, it's gonna be different. And it's gonna be an annual thing. So this year will be the first. Next year I'm gonna do it. Following year I'm gonna once God's be alive.
I like that. No? Somebody on WhatsApp wants to know, do you produce other genres other than soca?
Of course I do. I do reggae. I did my first reggae as an artist the other day. I have a nice record. You should check it out, Blossom. Trust me.
What's the name of
I have
it?
a music video. It's called Rooftop.
Rooftop, and it's a reggae artist that asking, eh?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna look for Rooftop.
It's called Rooftop. Yeah.
And
I must big up a Jamo. He helped me with that production as well. Also, the guy that helped me, that introduced me to production, he also had a big part to play in that as well. Peter.
So after putting down Rooftop, you're feeling the vibe in the reggae, producing reggae.
No, but I've been mixing and producing reggae for artists as well. I mix a few songs on a Jamo album. You know, I mix a few reggae songs for a Jamo as well. Mix and master a few songs for him. So I've been doing that. But me as singing reggae, you know, that was one of my first.
You said sometimes you feel like you have to choose between being an artist and a producer. If you have to choose one for the rest of your life, if you have to give up one completely,
I would choose a producer. I would choose being a producer.
Okay.
Because a producer is more me. I'm more that quiet, you know, in my own zone person. And then I could be a very shy person. People don't understand that. So sometimes you might see me, I may not be talking much. If you go on an event, you just see me in my own corner and everything. But when I'm on stage, I'm a different person. Like, I'm not shy to be on stage, but anything else, maybe talking to people or people coming to me, sometimes I get like really, really shy. I've been like that since a baby. That's what my mom and that's what my parents told me. I've always been like that. When I started singing, my mom cried. She didn't cry because, you know, I sing a little song. She cried because when she left Grenada, I was so quiet, hardly talking, so shy. And when she heard my first song, she cried. When I tell her, like, she was so happy to hear me actually singing.
Because you weren't the shy son she knew.
Yeah, you know?
I like that.
So I always been like that. But I'm more to myself, and as a producer, you get to be yourself. You're working for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as an artist, sometimes you have to keep a smile. You know? Sometimes you gotta be and do certain things you don't want to do. That is not in you. You know, as an artist. You understand?
Okay.
So an artist is just like being a politician sometimes.
I like
you know? Yeah.
I like that.
It's if I have to choose, I would choose. I love being in the studio. I love being an artist as well. I'm very good at it. But if I really have to choose, as much as I like being an artist, I think I would
choose to be a producer.
I would choose to be a producer.
Well, when I'm ready with my first song, I know where to bring it.
Of course. YTM record.
I'll decide on the genre later because I'm multi-talented like that.
Singing R&B and do a little rapping between, and
you know I'm multi-talented, so you know coming through and mix up and blend.
You're dancer already.
Exactly, I'm singing and I'm doing my own backup dancing.
You understand?
Skills.
Yeah, man. I remember the days when you guys used to do my backup dancing and stuff.
That's when I was more agile and a little bit slimmer. Memories, boy, memories. Lex, thank you so very much for talking to me this morning. I enjoyed hearing about your journey, and I look forward to more big things from the producer man, Mr. Single and Happy.
Yeah, and thank you for getting me out of bed really early.
You could go back and sleep now. I give you permission to go back and sleep. No. Go in the studio.
Once I back in the studio, because I left studio last night. I got home like about 4 a.m.
What? And that is not too long ago. That's about 4 hours ago.
Not too long ago.
Well, you're getting an early start to your day.
Yeah, I'm gonna go so I can finish earlier. Later.
Lovely.
So thank you for that.
No problem. Lex, thank you very much. Continue doing what you're doing. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And say hi
and
to your sister.
I love all my Grenada people. All my family, friends, fans in Grenada. Everyone, I love you. Remember, you can follow me on social media at Mr. Legz HT. That's MR.MRLEGZ HT as in Hector Thomas. You can follow me. And also follow my production page, which is YTM Records with a Z in the end.
What does YTM stand for?
Yes to Music.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't market that too much, but at the time I was scared people were gonna go with them, but everything is legit now. Business is registered. Been registered a few years now. Everything is legit. So everything is the name YTM is copyright and everything. So nobody can really go with it right now.
I like it. Yes to Music.
I legit.
You're legit. I like that. Yeah. Well, stay legit and stay talented. Bless up your whole self. Enjoy your day today.
Thank you, Blossom. You have a wonderful day.
You too as well.
All right, thank you.
We big up, we bless up, and we talented in so many things. Thank you so very much to Mr. Legz, one of the Grenadian producers doing big things, working not just locally, but regionally, internationally. That's what we have to do, always develop and better ourselves in whatever genre, whatever discipline, whatever activities we are doing. So thank you to Mr. Legz. This month, we're featuring our local music producers. We have some more I have to link up with, of course. Expert later on in this month. Sandman will be here as well. I'm also looking to get Teddy Rhymes inside. Don't worry, we're going to feature them. You're going to hear all about their stories. Thank you so very much for stepping into the showroom. We now get ready to join the BBC. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, everybody. Bye. Let's go out with a Rooftop by Mr. Legz, the reggae. So our artist that inquired can hear what he can get with YTM. Have yourselves a good day, everybody. Bye.
But I will never give up on you. Baby, you're the center of my attraction. I wanna keep you close.